Okay, hello everyone. This is Claude Diamond. This is Beer with Claude. Oh, and Valerie joined us. How you doing, Valerie? Turn on your video. This is live Beer with Claude on here, and I'm gonna have my favorite little. What are you drinking tonight, Valerie?
I already had some ginger ale.
Ginger ale's good, especially with a little Canadian club. Absolutely. So I'm going to have my, I like Bud Light with lime, and I think it's just a wonderful drink. It's very light and everything. And I ran my 10 miles today, so I think I deserve it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna just do that. And I just love the hint of lime in there. And we are going to talk about letters of intent today.
Okay.
And also, you had a question about marketing. Here's a copy of my letter of intent. In fact, I just did a YouTube video short on letters of intent.
Oh, okay.
And,
I used to do them and I stopped doing letters of intent.
oh, they're wonderful to do. They're wonderful. And so I'm going to drink to your health there, Valerie.
Okay.
Salute, L'chaim, and Prosit, Kampai. What am I missing? All the different. Hi, Christina.
Hello.
I started drinking without you. I'm sorry.
Ah, Claude.
One of my favorite little beers here.
Ooh.
I really like this. It's just got a hint of lime, and it's a nice good old American lager and everything. And let's see. Valerie wants to talk about her deal or marketing her deal, and you wanted to talk about my mentor Max.
Yeah.
And I have a few other topics I want to talk about. Let's do the news. Should we do the news first, real quick?
Okay.
Can we do the news? Let's do the news because I got a few things here I want to share with you guys.
I'm joining you with tequila today.
Oh, let me see your. Oh, wait. We got to go back to the tequila here. Hold on.
Cuervo. How do you pronounce that?
Cuervo is very. Just happen to have a bottle handy. Especial. A lot of people are very critical of
both
Cuervo.
of you have the same one
too. I like it.
Yeah.
Agave.
It's not 100% agave.
Okay.
It's like 30-40% agave, and the rest is kind of a regular grain alcohol or something like that. But I think it's very smooth. It's got a light sweet. What do you think about it, Christina? You're drinking it.
Yeah, like you were saying, it has a light smooth. Well, mine's the silver. You have the golden, right?
Mine is the especial blue agave.
Okay. Yeah, go. You have the gold tequila.
This is the gold.
I don't know if you can see it.
Move it back. There you go. Now
there you go.
Oh yeah, that's the Blanco. It's very. That's very. I had that. My almost 96-year-old mother-in-law, who I love dearly, has introduced me to that. Believe it or not.
Really?
She loves it. Okay, and the guy at the liquor store told her to buy it, and she listens to everything he says. And I tried it. I thought it was very good. It was a tequila with Claude night here.
I got it as a belated birthday gift.
That's a good gift. Oh,
it's a new bottle, so this first Swift is always nice.
There you go. If you really want to get fancy. See, I'm prepared. I have a bottle of Centenario. Notice it's gone down a little bit. A lot of my friends in San Diego drink this. This is a very popular tequila in Tijuana, which is maybe why they're having so much trouble there right now. but it's a top tequila, and Costco had it on sale for like $24, $23. It's normally closer to $34, $35, something like that. And I think it's as good as the very expensive, the super duper expensive stuff. So anyway, to your health there.
Thank you.
Let me go to my news here. I wanted to share with you folks some of the things I have here. And let's go. First thing, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. U.S. home. This is a Wall Street Journal today. U.S. homes sales and prices fell in August as mortgage rates rose. Okay. U.S. housing market slowed for a seventh straight month in August. Your Uncle Claude told you all this in February. So I'm on the record. You watch my videos, you'll see it. And home sales look to decline further in the coming months. Okay, as interest rates top 6%. Many first-time buyers have been priced out of the market right now. Prices are high, and now interest rate. See, to me, 6% is nothing. I remember 14, 15% in my youth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so 6% to me is still free money. It's cheap money. I mean, heck, credit cards charge you 21% and more sometimes. So 6% is, the trouble is that real estate prices are so high that, 6% on a $250,000 condo, that's not so bad. But when it gets to be 500, 600, 800,000, $1 million condo, now you're talking about a lot of money, even at 6% for a starting family. This is going to get, in my opinion, this is going to get worse and worse, especially October. Wait for it in October. Something's going to happen with the stock market, or they're going to increase the interest rates again. And going into 2023, we're going to see a drop in real estate sales. We're seeing it already in certain key markets. A lot of people are coming to me. I have a little picture here. Where's my little guy here? Where'd he go? You know who this guy is, right? Can you see him? That is a fence sitter. Right now we have fence sitters. A fence, and this happens in every preliminary recession. People who think that their house is still worth what it was worth 6 months, a year ago, and they're not going to come, they're just sitting firm on their fence, and they're not going to drop their price. And you know what happens in 3 to 6 months? These people are going to start chasing the market down. And you're going to see a plethora of real estate coming on the market because they can't sell it at the higher prices anymore. What happens when the interest rates, what happens to the a volume of buyers when interest rates keep going higher and higher? The market shrinks because fewer and fewer people can afford it. You don't have to be an economist to figure this out. So that's kind of where it's going. Millennials, they want to retire at 50 years old. You think it's going to happen? Christina, you're my millennial in the room.
I am.
You are. Do you want to retire at 50?
Heck, I'm going to retire at 40, Claude. That's my goal.
Okay. What does really retirement mean, though?
But like,
What
if
does
we're
it really mean? Does it mean you were doing something all your life that you didn't like, and now you want to stop it and go surfing or play golf or whatever?
Yeah, I think retiring at 50 for someone who's doing a regular 9 to 5 is a dream. Unless you start working for yourself or making a lot of money from a good company.
Say the beginning again. It was so great what you just said. Unless you start working for
yourself.
That's the takeaway. That was brilliant. Okay, I think this is a country where everybody comes, people start their own businesses if they can't get a regular job. It's amazing. I always tell, I lived in New York City. We had a lot of street vendors, people selling fruit. And I remember one guy used to sell steak knives, and he gave a little speech on the back of the truck and sold these little $20 set of steak knives. $20 when I was a kid my mom bought groceries for the week for $20. Okay, it was a lot more money then. And the thing about it is he made all this money doing this little business. He probably made more than most people make in a month selling these knives off the back of his truck.
Yeah.
To me, why not do something you love that also makes you the money you want, so you can live the life you want right now and not wait till you're 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Life is short. Do you really want to wait all those years to be able to live on the beach in Hawaii or whatever your dream is?
I want to go to the beach now.
Yes, exactly.
Since
So where do you get the time and the money and the flexibility? You've got to do something that is a demand, something you're passionate about that you enjoy doing. I've been working all day on my desk. I took runs today and everything, but I really love what I do. I don't want to retire. It's fun. I get to drink. I get to drink beer with you ladies here. You know? This isn't so bad. And we had a really good week this week because I did a lot of videos today,
Mhm.
a lot of marketing. So Valerie, what do you think about retiring at 50? You think
No,
that's practical for the kids?
oh, for the young people?
Yeah.
Not really, not, I'm in agreement, not working for someone else, no.
I mean, a lot of 9 to 5 jobs cover your bills,
That's about
but
it.
then sometimes you even have to get a second job to do your fun expenses, like going on a trip to Vegas or going to Hawaii, or just buying a new purse for yourself, like requires you to do a second job nowadays.
And not to mention that Uncle Sam's got his hand in your
Mhm.
earnings, big time.
I send Uncle Sam a brand new Lexus every 3 months. And then I'm not going to get political because it's dangerous, because I have beer and I have tequila in front of me here and it gets dangerous. Never talk about politics, religion, sex, or the latest diet if you want to keep friends at a dinner or family at a dinner table. The diet is the one that's really gets people upset sometimes. And the thing about it is, what doing something you love and making enough money, and so that if you want to take a day off, you want to take a nap, you want to go play golf, you want to take a 3-hour hike, you can just do it. And then you look forward to going back home and work. I love working from home. You know, it's given Claudia and I and the kids a really comfortable life. And I'm not a workaholic. I mean, I like taking my time. I like going out and every day and taking a run. I'll go to my wife, honey, I'm going to go out and take a little run. I'll come back 3.5 hours later.
And in the past, you were probably using those hours for drive time, you know?
Mhm.
Exactly. So I guess the message is, be an entrepreneur. You're in the country that invented entrepreneurism. I mean, this is our religion. The business of America is doing business. Do something and be sales centric. That's the one thing I always say. I think no matter what business you're in, you've got to be a good communicator. You've got to get your message across to people so that they want to buy your products and services, or your widgets, or your, internet marketing company, or whatever you sell, your real estate. You've got to be to me, it starts with sales. And it's got to be practical, and you got to have passion. Those 3 things. And if you got a computer today and a decent Wi-Fi, I mean, there's so many things. You ever see these articles about people in their 20s becoming millionaires? There was one guy, he just his company he's 27 years old. It was in the paper this week. His company is worth $30 billion. He's only 27.
Wow. He's my age.
He
Wow.
invented an application. Oh, I forgot and it's going to be bought by Adobe, and Adobe's made him an offer of $30 billion. It was in the Wall Street Journal somewhere this week. I love reading the Wall Street Journal. It's a very entrepreneurial newspaper on there. What was the other thing I wanted to show you ladies? Oh, NASA has an anti-meteor satellite up there. That's kind of interesting. That's sad. All those movies where that meteor's coming to destroy the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
NASA actually has a they're working on a device to redirect asteroids. I just thought I'd throw that up there because I thought it was pretty interesting. On there. Look what I did today, just to show you. September 24th, real estate, the letter of intent. The 24th, no sales team necessary. Sales, social proof. Thank you, Christina. I need the other one, by the way. You sent me, this is the one you sent me, but the other one needed the editing. Look at this one, Mr. Fox by the front door. This
Mr.
one,
Fox
I
is
did
popular.
this. Oh, look at this one, 1,537 views. just because I had a cute little fox come to the door. Here's the video. Did you guys see this? I'll play 30 seconds of it.
Hey, thanks for coming by. Hi. How are you? Hey. I'm in Winter Park, Colorado. We're about 10,000 feet up, and sometimes we just get visitors to the front door here. They're just curious. They
Isn't he
come,
cute?
Look at this beautiful, this is a red fox.
Look how friendly he is.
Look at his coat. And they're amazingly friendly. I mean, I wouldn't pet him or feed him or anything, but my gosh, they're so curious. He is looking for a free meal, obviously. Someone to pet him. But look at his coat.
Isn't that the most beautiful coat you've ever seen?
It is.
Even, my gosh. I want you to see that tail.
He was so close to me. I could literally in 2 steps touch him if I wanted, if I was crazy enough to do that.
Like a blanket.
If I felt like having rabies.
And
Oh no.
He probably knew not to get closer and you knew not to get closer.
you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're cautious.
You good boy.
But this one is so
Or you're
curious.
I can't tell.
Yeah. He's probably young, huh?
They have a cute
Young
ear.
enough not to know better.
He's right by my front door here.
They're always aware of their surroundings.
Then he started coming up closer to me while I was talking to him.
Hey, buddy. Come here. How are you? Look at the eyes. Check out the eyes. Hey,
He had
come
a
here.
raccoon come to our back door and put his paw. We were cooking bacon. I think he wanted some.
We'll close up here.
Look at his eyes. They're
This is not something you should do if you have a small dog running around, or even a big dog, okay? Because foxes are,
Anyway, that little video.
Foxes are
1,500
slide too, aren't they? Aren't they the
2,700.
tricky ones?
and hopefully people will watch my other videos. It's kind of a, what do you call it, clickbait, Christina? I don't know. To get them in to watch my other videos and then hopefully subscribe and then maybe call or come in. And that's what I call virtual attraction marketing. And that has just worked so well for me. The other thing I talked about today was letters of intent. And we'll get to that in a while. Why don't we go first to, who wants to go first? I know both you ladies have a topic you wanted to talk about. Valerie or Christina, who wants to go first? Fight it out.
Go ahead, Valerie.
I have 2 sellers who have signed agreements for lease options. One of them, we've been getting some interest, but what I'm finding is the sellers, if we do get interest and then they come and look at the property and they don't buy it, or they don't sign, go with the lease option as the buyer for that particular property, they're coming back to me saying, what feedback do you have? And so I went to the dispositions guy and I said, are they telling you why they're not buying or why they're not selecting? And sometimes I know it's just the house that, it wasn't what they expected or wanted. So I was just trying to get more feedback from, tenant buyers, just so that maybe we could tweak something or change something. It may be something in the agreement that they're not happy with. And I thought if they knew they had a little negotiating power, I was trying to figure out how we could find out. But a lot of times they just say, oh, it doesn't fit my criteria, and they move on. But
Okay. Who are you? Your Mike. So your problem that you have a property, you have it under contract.
yes,
Okay. It's a lease purchase, I understand.
yeah,
And for most people who don't know what a lease purchase is, it's basically a rent to own. You negotiate a lease for hopefully a couple of years. The longer the lease, up to 5 years, it becomes more valuable the longer the lease. And then you lock in the purchase price. So if it appreciates, it goes up in value, you're protected. You can even gain equity, and you can move into the house today while financing it by renting it and purchasing it at a time when you have less income to debt, more income or less debt, or you're at your job long enough. Seasoning, we call that. So that's what a lease purchase is. So are you marketing the advantage? How are you marketing the advantages online to a lot of people? Are you getting enough
No.
prospects?
No, I need to get into that more. Dispositions has been doing it, but I'm finding that I feel like I need to help them because we're all in it to get it, to get the deal to close. So I want to start doing, I want to be careful not to interfere with what they're doing, but also want to do some more marketing. And that's why the way we found this person was they were actually getting ready to buy a house and they saw the ad and called and they said, oh, well, rent to own wouldn't be bad either. So I said, well, maybe in that case, I should target loan brokers,
Why?
mortgage
Okay.
brokers.
Oh, people who have, who have not qualified.
Exactly.
Okay. What are you doing online? We have an online expert here, Ms. Castle. What are you
I'm
doing?
not doing much online. I need to do
Why?
more. I don't
Why?
even have much of an online presence myself.
I'm going to
Mm.
introduce you to a
Personally.
new device. I call it the remote control to the universe. How many times a day do we pick this thing up?
We carry it around in our pocket, right?
I take it to
Mhm.
bed with me.
Yes, me too.
I really do.
I'm
So
listening to
shut it
something at
off.
night even.
Okay. How many times a day do you go into this device on the web, watch videos, communicate, telephone people, Skype, Zoom, whatever? I mean, all day long. Do you think we're the only ones? Is somebody today going on Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, Craigslist, YouTube and saying, I want a house, I want to rent to own, I want to rent to own? And are they finding Valerie McMichael's house?
I've been leaving that up to disposition, but I think I need to start learning how to do that piece.
Yes. You and Christina need to hook up and talk. Okay. Or, we can talk a little bit about this right now. I showed you all those videos I did before. Okay. I think I lost it. Yep, I did. I lost my page. Doggone it. I did 5 videos today. Okay. I put out videos all the time. People call me, text me, email me, new people every day. So you're a secret.
I
So
am.
you're a
I
secret.
know I
Can
am.
let's keep this real simple and then I'll throw this to Christina for some ideas. Do you have pictures of the property or a video or do you have a friend who could take a drone around the house in the neighborhood, a little overhead thing? Do you have anything like that?
No, I've been totally leaving it up to disposition.
Mm.
I don't know what you mean by disposition.
We have a person on each team that is responsible for disposing or dispositioning the deal after we get the deal. It's just kind of our split.
I did a video today on teamwork. Do you think I was for or against it? I'm going to get in trouble here.
In the middle.
No. So you got to take another guess.
Against.
I was against it. I think if you're gonna be in this business, you've got to do it all. You can disagree with me on this. A lot of people do. I don't want to. It's my business. I'm going to take care of the marketing, the sales, the negotiation. I'm going to do it all because I want to keep it all. I'm greedy. Okay. Waiting for other people on the team who maybe are not as enthusiastic or work as hard as me. Okay, so you have a big gap here. You have a property available, a rent-to-own property. It sounds it's a good home in a good neighborhood, I presume.
Yes.
And you can't move it in a transitioning market. Why can't you? And you probably can't move it because you haven't communicated or marketed to the right person yet. Is that a
We've
fair
had some
statement?
interest, but
Yeah, but the phone should be ringing on. People should be calling you. You're offering a home to somebody. Think about what you're offering. You're offering a home to somebody. They don't need to get a loan right now. They don't need to put down. They don't need a realtor and lawyer and all the other
a lot
stuff.
of value.
They can move it. They can move. You're going, hey, family, you can move out of that apartment and you can move into a home today that you can buy in the next, I don't know how long your lease is for.
One is, they were both for 2 years.
You can move in this house right now. A home that you will buy in the next 24 months. Can you qualify in 24 months, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? Can you put a little money down, option money, or can you buy the contract? You know, what are you offering? Think about it. Isn't that wonderful? We just read a thing about millennials who want to retire and stuff like that. How many millennials want to have their own home? In the American, is it still alive, Christina?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last
Is,
part. What was that?
is the dream of owning your own place still alive for
Oh,
young
very
people?
much so. Very much, but it's really hard nowadays to fully own a house from the get-go. So of course,
Exactly.
renting to own is going to be the way to go.
Yeah. And so here you have something, Valerie, but somebody else on your team or something is not doing the marketing. That's right away, that's your gap. So my recommendation is that either you do it yourself and is this property near you?
No, one's in, well, it's a state over. One's, and then the other one's like 2 states over,
Okay.
Pennsylvania and Missouri.
Well, if you got pictures, you could do a little video, talk about the house, make a 60-second video short, or maybe a 3-4 minute video and talk about the benefits of renting to own, put it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'll let Christina talk about that. What do you think she should do, Christina?
Honestly, the way we did it and got our own lead is by making our own Facebook market.
Marketplace.
Yeah. And then I know how in the team it works that you talk to you're the acquisitionist and then you hand it over to Dispo.
Right.
But we still ended up doing our own Facebook market.
In addition to what they were doing, because what happens with the Dispo person is they're dispoing all of these deals. Who, you know, it could be 5 or 7 they're working on or more.
Yeah. So what we did is we went ahead and did our own Facebook marketplace ad, and we ended up getting a lead and then passing it off to Dispo so that they can speak to that person, to that lead. Because I know that's how it works in this certain situation. So I really recommend doing your own ad as well, because that just having 2 ads generate a lot more leads.
Yeah. Would you recommend Craigslist also?
You can give that a try, but Facebook will go ahead and give you a little bit better because then you can see their profile. You get to see who you're talking to.
Okay.
How about Zillow? How about eBay? eBay has real estate. How about Facebook's good, Twitter? How about pictures on Instagram or a little TikTok for 60 seconds? What is the TikTok video called? The loop or something like that?
A loop. Yes, a loop.
Oh, I remembered something.
Good job.
Yeah. So Valerie, I think your problem is you're a secret. How about some old school stuff? Are there signs around the neighborhood? Sometimes
that helps too. Yeah. And even if I have to get some feet on the ground there to do it for me and pay them something, it'd be worth it. Yeah, I've been looking up videos about how to get more exposure.
Yeah. So sometimes something old school, just a simple sign around the neighborhood. Okay. And somebody who's living there says, oh, my my best friend needs a place to live, or my kids, I want them to live closer to me. Oh, let me, you've got the whole neighborhood that might know people, family or work, and they want them to, don't you want your friends or family? Well, in most cases, not always, to live closer to you. I know where you're thinking, Christina.
I'll just salute.
Yeah, salute. Let's drink. I'll drink to that too. Oh, that's good.
And you only have a finite period of time
beer
to
and a
get
shot
the exposure.
here. Oh my God.
You drink them both at the same time?
It's called a beer and a shot.
Yeah.
It's I used to go, a little side story. I used to live in New Jersey, and there was this one in Northwest New Jersey, real country. And there was the most wonderful Italian bar. They had a lunch special. You could go in and get giant bowls of pasta and meatballs for like $2 and stuff like that. And the drink, they didn't make margaritas, They either poured beer from the tap or they gave you a shot. Usually if you bought a beer, they gave you a free shot of Seagram's or whatever you wanted in those days. It was the funniest little place. It was like a little dive, and everybody was very happy and very friendly. And you didn't have to spend a lot of money. The funniest thing is I'd go there for lunch because the lunch specials were fantastic, and I'd order 1 or 2 beers. The postman would come in delivering the mail, and every day the postman come in around 12, 1 o'clock, and the bartender would always pour him a shot. Boy, that mail was always delivered on time. That's going to be in my new book, in my marketing book. That story. So Valerie, I think you need to be proactive. I think you need to get some content on the web, maybe get somebody putting some signs up with your phone number on it. Okay, owner financing, easy qualification. Valerie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stuff like, you do multiple things and you stay persistent. Every day you say, what can I do next to move this property?
Yeah, because you only have a window of time to get it done.
Yeah. A quick side story. I have a friend who called me today. She moved to Seattle. She is paying, she's been looking and looking for a house. She has a small condo that she has. She's paying $4,000 a month. Somebody do the math on fingers and toes. Is that 48,000, almost 50,000 a year for a rental? Is that scary? Did you ever think about what people are spending? And rents are going up right now, right? I think, isn't it scary when you think about, and I rented too, when you think about if you rent a place for 5 or 10 years or longer, and you add up all the money that you paid for that property, isn't it scary? Isn't it? It's really scary. And what do you get for that money? Do you get any tax advantages? Do you get any equity or appreciation? Does it improve your credit rating or anything? Nothing. Who gets all the benefits?
Seller.
No seller.
The owner.
Landlord.
Yeah. And so my friend, she found a house for sale, a fixer-upper. It is, I even wrote it down here today because I wanted to talk about it. It's 1,100. It's on Bainbridge Island. It's in Seattle. I think it's called Bainbridge. It's 1,100 square feet. This house, it's a 1,100 square foot house. I've had garages that are 1,100 square foot. Okay, 1,100 square feet. That's not too big, but it's good for a condo. For a house, it's not that large. Guess how much that property is going to cost her, and it needs a lot of fix up, and it's an older house. Take a guess.
I think you said 1,100, didn't you?
No, it's 1,100 square feet.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1,100 square foot house. It's over $1 million. It's over
Because
$1
she's gotta
million.
put it- Oh, wow.
That's $830, $40 a square foot.
Wow.
Square foot,
And she's got to put all that sweat equity in there?
and she's probably gonna have to spend another easy 50 to 100,000 after she gets it. And she's saying, Claude, I've been looking forever, and this is the only thing that came up in my price range. $1 million. It's a nutty world, isn't it? Isn't it crazy?
Washington was crazy like that, cost wise.
Yeah.
I knew California and New York were, but.
Oh, yeah.
I think specifically
crazy all
Seattle.
over.
Okay.
I think specifically Seattle, because it's such a dense populated area as well.
Mhm.
And all the hippers go there.
Christina, I gave you, Christina, I gave you the ability to record because I know you want to ask a question. And tell everybody what you do for me. Give yourself a little plug here.
I do creative little shorts from contents already existing in Claude's amazing archives. It's honestly really awesome, like going through your stuff because
You're gonna embarrass me now, because
no,
there's some crazy Claude shit on that.
I love it. I specifically, I really like the when you answer spam calls.
Oh, that was funny.
When you used to answer spam calls,
The what calls? I'm sorry.
spam or the scammers, the scam
Oh, the
calls.
scammer call. Yeah, they got a lot of hits.
Yeah, I used to like. I would watch those just for fun because those are so entertaining.
I
So
love getting those folks on a phone call.
those are fun.
I think you can still get into heaven by torturing a telemarketer. That's just me.
But those calls themselves are like gold, and you can learn a lot from them as well. Your content is really valuable. It's really
Thank you.
like I said, timeless. I've said that your content is timeless because we can learn from it from 2016 to 2022. So
I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing online marketing forever. Before the internet, honestly, my wife and I were spending a little over $10,000 a month. Before internet, we used to use newspapers. Remember when people read newspapers? You got ink on your fingers and you opened them up and things like that.
She doesn't remember.
no,
It's all
She's
digital.
too young to remember.
It wasn't that long ago though. It
Right.
really, the internet's only about 22 years old.
I'm 27.
That's her
Yeah.
age. She was 5 when
I
we
was
were
5.
doing it.
I
Yeah.
grew up with like computer and keyboard classes, and
I grew up with TV and we only had 5 channels in New York City.
And a
Okay.
phone attached to the wall.
I remember the phone.
Yes. What was that joke? How do you upset a millennial? You give them a rotary phone.
That's funny.
Or a stick shift, or a car with a stick shift. I'm not.
Oh no,
I'm not.
no, you got me there.
I still love. I don't have a shift car, but I love when I borrow my sister-in-law's car. She has a Mazda with a stick shift. I
Mhm.
really miss doing that sometimes. It's a lot of. It's a very.
That's what my girlfriend said. It made driving interesting.
It makes
It
driving
made it
interesting.
fun.
Unless you're in gridlock in traffic and you have to move 3 inches, you got to put it in gear, you got to lift the clutch and adjust the gas and just to crawl.
Don't you
As
wear out the
opposed to-
clutch like that?
Oh yeah,
It's okay.
all
Okay. I
But-
like it with automatic.
that. I have an automatic too. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were spending $10,000 a month on marketing?
On marketing, we were in newspapers, New York Times, Washington Post, Entrepreneur Magazine, Money Magazine, all these different things. Because there was no internet. You had newspapers and magazines,
Mhm.
okay, for marketing.
Yeah.
You can do other things, which I still do today. Public speaking is phenomenally. Every time I speak publicly, and I have a couple gigs. I have one in Idaho in October, Coeur d'Alene. I have another one in San Diego, and also I have a workshop in San Diego in October. October is a busy month. Every time I speak in a group of 3 nuns and a Boy Scout or 1,000 people, I make money because you have a certain amount of gravitas when you stand in front of people and you talk about what you do and everything, and people want to buy your books and materials or retain your services or do deals with you, real estate deals. So public speaking, Claudia gave me, and I was very scared. To me, I'm one of those people who I'd rather do anything than speak in front of anybody. Okay, at one time in my life, nobody believes me, but I was horribly shy at one time, horribly. And I read a great Dale Carnegie book about public speaking, and then then there was another book by Dottie Walters, Speak and Grow Rich. And and then there was Toastmasters and things like that, organizations that teach how to speak publicly. And it's a very powerful thing to be able to get up in front of people and talk about your topic. It's a great marketing tool. And I still think it's pertinent today.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
still believe there's a-
you have to have some experience like you to be able to have something to share. And you get invited to those events, right?
Yeah, they invite me. I get paid to speak. I get all expense. I'm going to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where I never been. All expenses paid. Oh, I'm not supposed to tell anybody that. They because they're not paying everybody else. But the thing about it is, it's wonderful, and I have a lot of fun with an audience. I have a lot of fun. We do role plays and stuff, and we laugh and things like that.
How do you
Uh,
engage with your audience? Because, yeah,
I love that word. Thank you for that word. Engage. That is such a great word. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Well, because like I like engage with you through like a screen always. How do you engage with someone like someone face to face? Do you do it the same way?
Same way, you have fun with people. I'll go to somebody. There's always, when you go in an audience, there's always somebody. Oh, I don't have one here. Oh, yes, I do. There's always somebody with a water bottle
Mm-hmm.
on the audience, and I'll say, "Sell me that water bottle." And they'll tell me all about the water and where it comes from. And gee, it has a great little magic twist off cap. And look at that fancy label. And the water is derived from the secret streams from elves in Chicago. And they'll give me all that stuff. And that's a typical sales presentation of a lot of facts and figures. And I'll say, now sell it to me in one sentence by asking me a question. And that, it gets real quiet, crickets, and everybody. And somebody will know or has heard me before, and I'll say, let's reverse the role. And I'll say, you ever get thirsty? And that's gut selling. Make it emotional. And we do these role plays in the audience, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun because you never know what's going to happen. It's dangerous as hell.
Yeah.
But the time just goes, and the audience is really into it. And you've never seen 60 minutes go so fast.
I mean, the 60 minutes that we do here goes like that.
My greatest fear is that someone will be in the front row and go, oh, that yawn. Has anyone ever been to a church with the wrong minister or the teacher who put you to sleep and everything like that? And you got to be, you don't want to bore people. You want to make it fun and interesting and show some passion. That's part of marketing too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're recording me. You want to ask me about mentoring though before we run out of time here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Max specifically. Like, how did he bring you out of your shell? How did you meet him?
Because that's a great question. Thank you. I saw he was the word I use is gregarious, charismatic. You ever meet these charismatic, gregarious, these people, they walk into a room, it's like Cheers when Norm walks into the bar, Norm, and there's some people have this magic. And I always wonder, where does it come from? Where do you get it from? And they're just very comfortable, confident people. They're not so self-conscious. I was always self-conscious. Oh, everybody's staring at me. Oh, it's stuff like that. And Max was somebody he could talk to peeling wallpaper for 10 minutes. Okay. And I met him. I was taught sales with scripts. Knock on 100 doors, read your script, and if 100 people say no, knock on another 100 doors. Because sales is about consistency, and it's a test of your character. And sales isn't really about that. Because, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do so? That's the definition of insanity, doing something over and over again. It doesn't work. And he would speak to somebody like they were an old friend. And he'd be very comfortable. And he'd ask a lot of questions like a doctor. I always refer to doctor selling? What does your doctor do when you go to see your doctor, Christina or Valerie? What does she say to you when you walk in for your physical or whatever?
How have you been? What are your symptoms?
Yeah, anything bothering you?
What's
And
going on? Yeah.
Yeah, and they ask a series of questions. Valerie, you worked in a law office. What's the first thing a good lawyer should do when a new client comes in the office?
Ask some questions to get
Yeah,
to know
why are
what
you
their
here?
needs are.
Why are you here? What's your biggest challenge? And Max would do this. I never saw anyone sell like this before. And he'd have these wonderful, comfortable, charismatic conversations. And me, I was nervous Nelly when I got in front of people. I'd get out the brochures and I'd give them my business card and I'd go, I'd do the flip chart or the spreadsheet or whatever and everything. And thank you. That's great information. Thanks for coming. We'll think about it. Thank you for your time and everything. And I'll call you back in a week or two. Oh yeah, that's fine. Then they go on the witness protection program. Okay. And Max would close people like that. One phone call. And I said, what is this man doing that allows him to close people so quickly, to get that level of trust?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just one old guy on a phone. What's he doing? What's that magic? And he knew how to touch people, how to create a memory. He knew how to get people to like and trust him. He knew how to get the information from him. He also knew how to make it emotional. I used to always ask, how did you do that? I don't know, I just do it. So I kind of studied and listened to this amazing salesperson. And then I started studying psychology, the human behavior. Why do people do the thing? Cialdini, Dr. Eric Byrne, games people play. Freud, Pavlov, all these different people, Dr. Milton Erickson, the father of conversational hypnosis. I started studying all these different people to find out why people buy things. And Max was what you call an intuitive or natural salesperson. He couldn't explain what he did. He just did it.
Mm.
Okay, my job was to learn what he was doing, but why it worked, how he did it. And I wanted to explain it to not only myself, but to other people, why certain words and the way we use our words, the pentameter, the volume and everything. This is what I learned from him. And to get yourself so comfortable, so relaxed. Have we all been, did you ever get uncomfortable in a conversation with somebody? Was that anybody ever go on a bad blind date besides me?
Oh,
Okay.
too many.
And this guy didn't have it. And I found out there was a few people in the world, not a lot, who were just so natural, outgoing, and they usually make a lot of money.
That's true.
People want to do business with them. With all the competition in the world, I'm a guy who works out of my homes and I talk to people every day. And there's a lot of competition in the world with a lot of fancy offices, a lot of employees and everything. And we get more than our share of business. Thank you. And I think the one thing I do is I talk to people and I try to keep it very honest, very transparent. I ask a lot of questions rather than answer a lot of questions. I do answer questions,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel this is something I say that's very controversial that I got from my mentor, Max. The salesperson comes first. We come first, not the customer. That's a little self-centered. And maybe not everybody agrees with that, but I feel that if I'm going to provide someone with a service and solve their problem, I need to know the facts first. Greatest compliment I ever received was from my daughter. She said, "Dad, you're just comfortable in your own skin." I said, "It took a long time to get here, sweetie." It took a really long time. My daughter's very outgoing. She is what I wish I was when I was really young. It took me a long time. She's always been outgoing and everything. And she just did if I can find it,
Oh, is this the daughter that did the Chick-fil-A or Panda
No,
Express?
Panda Express. You wouldn't want to
Panda.
see that. You wouldn't want to see that commercial my daughter just did, would you?
I would.
Thank you for saying that. Let's see if I can find it. Desktop here. And tell me if you can see my screen.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yes.
This is my daughter just did this commercial. She's the voiceover.
Beyond the original orange chicken for a limited time, only at Panda Express.
She gets the last 5 seconds of the commercial.
Nice.
That's her second commercial with Panda Express. She's done WebMD, Intuit, and stuff like that. She lives in California.
She has a
And-
very soothing voice.
Oh yeah, and she
I
can
didn't
change
know
her
Panda
voice and everything.
Express
So I
had
bragged about
vegetarian.
my kids. Sorry,
So you have one daughter and one son?
I have one daughter, one son. My son, we adopted him when he was 4 years old from the Soviet Socialist state of Southern California for $250. It took a year on a waiting list. I always tell him, "Where's my 250?" And he's a great kid, and he's about 2 feet taller than me, and everything. And he's just doing great. He's got a business. He's got a business degree. Just got his master's degree.
Nice.
In Fort Collins. He's got a great job, makes good money. You know, both my kids are independent. They didn't move back home. So we either did something very right or very wrong. I don't know.
I think it's something very right.
Yeah.
Because-
I've always wanted independence. I've always
Mhm.
when I moved out to college, I didn't move back home. I love my parents, but I love my, how do I say this? I love my privacy. I love my freedom.
Yes.
I like to have the food that I like in the refrigerator. I like to sleep when I want to sleep and
Mhm.
things like that. And when you're living under someone else's household and rules, yeah,
That's a no-go.
it's just what time are you coming home? Well, I don't know. Well, your mother and I don't want to wake. Dad, I'm 23 years old.
My I feel like that's maybe I don't know if maybe this is like a cultural thing, because in my family household, my grandma didn't want me to leave for college. I had a full scholarship ready, paid for, everything was paid for. I was good for the first 2 years, but my grandma didn't want me to leave because she wanted me home. She was like, "What are you going to do out there by yourself?" And I regret it at one point for listening to her, but then I don't, because those were kind of like the final moments with my grandmother. So it was a give and take. But
Did she want you to go to school locally so you would come home every night?
mhm.
Okay. She didn't object to you going to school.
Okay.
No.
And there's one thing when you're young and an older person wants to control your hours and lifestyle and everything else, and we resent it because that's part of growing up. But when you get older
Mhm.
and you say to yourself, "Gee, why did she do that? Because she loved me. She
Mhm.
wanted to protect me and take care of me. She was worried about me."
Mhm.
So maybe when you're young, you would see it as
Mhm.
you resent it. But when
Yep.
you're older, you say, Grandma was a pretty wonderful person.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
She
And
absolutely was.
I talk about my father was a tough guy. He was, you didn't say a wrong word to my father. Okay. That kind of I mean, he was a tough guy. And, but as I grew older and apart and everything, I said, gee, he wasn't so dumb after all. A lot of the stuff he said was true, was right,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. We're a product of our environment, aren't we?
We are. And I think that's why your child, your little girl, is so outgoing, because she's a product of you. And she inherited that already, that shine, that brilliance that you already have inside you.
It's got to be tough for a child to grow up with two A personality, overeducated baby boomer parents. It's got to be tough. Absolutely.
Do you think different personalities have to be dealt with differently in sales? Because I understand, I read somewhere that there's 4 different main types of personalities, and I need to get into that a little more. I mean, not necessarily on this call, but I need to read up on it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's introvert, extroverts. I'm a recovering introvert. I'm always trying to reinvent myself and be a little bit more outgoing.
Mhm.
Okay, there's a little voice inside of me that says, "No, don't make waves. Stay quiet and everything." No, be quiet. No, it's not fun. It's not as much fun to be quiet and shy, and you don't make any money if you don't speak up.
Yep.
I'm always fighting that little kid inside of me. There's many different personality types. And what you have to ask yourself, what is the personality what is that person looking for? If you have a person who's very quiet and says yes and no and maybe and everything, what do they really want from you, Valerie?
I have no idea.
They want your energy. They want your enthusiasm. They want your joie de vivre. They want your passion because they don't have it as much, or it's controlled and subdued.
Mhm.
Then you get people who are, they have an opinion on everything and all that. And you have to gain control of that person so you
Right.
don't waste 45, 60. Have we all been on the phone with the person who just machine guns questions to
Yeah.
us?
That
Takes over.
personality is tough for me.
Yeah. It's
Because
really
they try
hard.
to take control.
You ever had the person you're trying to get a word in edgewise and they don't breathe?
Mhm.
They never take a breath. They just, I do that sometimes. I'm guilty of that. But the thing is, so how do you control, we've lost the art and science of conversation to deal with these multitude of personalities. And we have to, we have to ask ourselves, empathy is the word I love to use. What are they thinking and feeling right now? What do I need to say or ask? Or how should I behave with this person so that we can communicate despite their personality? What does this person really want? You got to ask yourself that. If I was them, empathy is putting yourself saying, I know what they're thinking or feeling right now. And sometimes you have to re-engineer or reverse engineer. Why is this person so argumentative? Their mother didn't hug him enough or something, You deal with a multitude of, this is a great point. You know why I always say I don't like, how I feel about scripts. How is one script, to answer your question, Valerie, how does one boilerplate template deal with a multitude of personalities? It can't. So you have to adjust yourself through time and experience and studying psychology or having a sales system so that you know how to find that connective tissue with that other person.
Mm.
And you can't do it with everybody. It's, there's so many different types of people out there and stuff like that.
I've noticed that a lot of people that are very aggressive and angry in their tone are people that are just hurting because they're giving up their house. I mean, they have to sell or foreclosure, bankruptcy. Sometimes I've noticed in my calls, a lot of them who are angry are selling not because they want to, but because they have to.
There's a lot of frustrated, angry people out there. A lot of it is their fault. My mentor Max used to always say, if you want to see the cause of your failure or success in life, go to the bathroom mirror.
Mm.
In my book, The Mentor Teaches Success, I talk about that you're on the path to success when you take total responsibility for your life. everybody, and listen, I'm not unsympathetic to people who have had challenges, who have been abused, who have physical disabilities and things. I'm not unsympathetic to that. But I say to most people, who's responsible for your life?
Yourself.
You are. And I know it's harder for some people than it is for other people. And I understand all the challenges life has to offer. But are we in a country where anybody can start a business?
Mhm.
Okay. And you can't be a victim in life. And so when I meet a lot of, there are a lot of, and there's, it's been tough in this country for the last couple of years for a lot of people. I'm not unsympathetic, but life is short. Do you want to, do you want to go through life being a victim and cursing the sky and politicians and lawyers, or do you want to do something about it? I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm sorry. Who? I have to go. That was a fast. I love talking to you ladies. Thank you so
It
much.
was real nice. Thanks a
Likewise.
lot.
It was a lot of fun. I'm surprised we didn't have more people today, but
We're learning from all your knowledge.
well, I got an opinion about everything. I don't know if I'm right about everything, but on that. But find a mentor, find somebody you're comfortable with, you trust, who has experience and is willing to be accountable and is willing to give you good advice, not illegal, fattening, or immoral advice. Okay. I've always been fun. I've always tried to gravitate towards people who are smarter than me, who did things better,
Mhm.
and learn, gee, how'd you do that? Why'd you? And I ask a lot of questions, and it's good to ask questions and find yourself somebody like that and kind of shorten the learning curve. And Valerie, you need to do marketing, and maybe you need to touch base with Christina here.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
have each other's contact information?
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
Okay.
we're
You
friends
need
on
to do-
Facebook.
If you do the right marketing, your phone should be ringing off the hook with people who want that property. There's somebody out there right now who wants a home
Mhm.
and they want owner financing with rent to own. They want it really bad, but they don't know you exist.
Yeah, and it's so hard to get someone to sign a contract. I don't want to let it go to waste, It's so
It
hard to
is.
get those signed contracts.
Yeah,
You have something so valuable, but you've got to get the message out to people.
Because they don't know if you don't tell them.
Yeah,
exactly.
amen. Ladies, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, okay?
Likewise,
too.
Claude. We appreciate you.
Bye-bye.